Okay, Ms. Antoni, can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this evening we have the approval of council minutes for September 15th. There are 3 proclamations this evening, 2 ordinances on for a second reading by title. We have 3 ordinances on for a first reading by title. We have 12 resolutions, 1 matter of correspondence, payment of bills totaling $7,160,254.70. We have 8 executive session items. However, we have the addition of 1 more titled litigation regarding Mary Beth Kedry, and we conclude the council reports. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Council comments on agenda items?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor, I just want to mention real quick, ordinance 2370, that's going to be adopted tonight is also associated with resolution 25334. And that's going to be the paving over at Monument Park. All the work Mr. Patty and men over at Department of Public Works have been doing. And today we received another donation in addition to the Elks. Mr. McConville dropped off a donation from the American Legion, I think the Sons of the Legion and the VFW. So that we'll be adding a battlefield cross, I think it's called Monument, to the park. And I want to obviously thank all of them for that. 2373, everyone can see the work that's taking place over at the senior center. That work is unrelated to this to this ordinance. That work was under a former grant for recreation, and 2373 has to do with the community development block grant for some of the work that's going to take place inside the senior center. And resolution 329 is for the best practices. And once again, I think the borough was required to have at least a score of 32, and I think we're actually at 36.5, which is one of our higher scores. And that just goes through a whole bunch of different items that the state tests for in regards to if the town is doing it, putting years of information on our website and things of that nature. And that's it.
Councilor, do we need to vote on amending the executive session before we vote on the executive session? We do. All right, can I get a motion to add 1 item of litigation to executive session resolution 25-339? Motion by Councilman Smith, second by Council President White. All in favor? Aye. And opposed? And 25-339 is amended. At this point, open it up for public comments. Anyone would like to address the mayor and council regarding any matters, including those on the agenda, please come forward, state your name and address for the clerk.
Mayor and council, men and women, I'm here simply as the attorney for Traditions Condominium Association located on Coppola Drive. We're just here because the ordinance that was adopted, 2366, I'm hoping you can either amend it or address it. I understand you're going to be revising your master plan, because the ordinance says specifically it's addressing it's trying to rezone Hadley office park to make it consistent with the surrounding area. But the only thing is it didn't include the 300 residential units that are butting up against it. So we're hoping that you can amend it or see it, make some changes in your master plan to include such things as lighting, landscaping, berms, and other items that factor in that residential area.
Yeah, so I think it can be addressed in the master plan, but also if something were to come in front of the planning board, that would probably be the area where we would request all those items when we actually have a case.
We're going to write to the clerk if we can get a copy of the notice of applications, only because legally we're not entitled to them. It would just be the homeowners that were affected.
Okay.
We would just request that they can get brought to. Really appreciate it, Mayor.
No issue here.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, everyone. I'm 140 Sheridan Avenue. I'm here because I want to give an update on an incident about a month and a half ago when we had the loud music playing. After that, about a week later, I was approached by the woman who lives in that house, and she wanted to let me know that she was told that the police said I keep calling the police on them. And so she was letting me know that they are going to play loud music, and then even if I call the police, they're not going to lower it. And then I said to her, well, do you need to play it that loud? And she said, yes. And then I informed her about the older woman that was behind her and said, well, what about Miss Jones? And that she was locked in her house because it was so loud. And she said, she'd never call the police unless she's our friend. And I said, well, I'm not saying she didn't. I said, I was with her. And again, she just wanted me to know that we're not lowering the music. But the thing is, again, it happened again with another house on the other side. Same thing. By 8:30, we had enough call. And I have to admit, I will call because I don't think it's fair. I know most of the people in the neighborhood will not call. They're afraid of what happens, like repercussions. Somebody says who did it, and then somebody's going to come and maybe be convicted. I've had it happen, but I want to do what's right. And the right thing is, if I have to do it for other people, I'll do it. Even if I get flack, I do. I know I do. But it's wrong. And then they did the same thing, would not lower the music, and it went on past 10 o'clock. And then this past Saturday, again, and that's my concern, is that this is an ongoing thing. It's not once a year or once this is almost every weekend. And for them to say to the police, or I don't know what happened in the interaction when they show up, but that we're going to lower it and they don't, or they make it loud or whatever, this has got to stop. This is insane. And I have to say, this last one, I actually got fed up and went and talked to the brothers myself, which is probably not the best thing to do, but I just explained and asked them really kind of, look, I know you have a DJ at the event. Could you just lower it? That person was at least kind enough and said, yeah, we will. It was decent. It was really decent. So I just wanted to get that update. So plus the fact that I always tell people that they won't give your name. So I don't, and that's why most people will say they want me to call because they're afraid to call. And so I just don't want that to be the case, that people are putting up with things that they shouldn't have to. And if there's the ordinance says you're not allowed. So I don't get that they can say to the police, we're not lowering it. Well, I wanted to get a ticket then. I get annoyed with that because I come from a family that's military, police and all that. I was raised different. You just didn't do that. You didn't show that kind of disrespect, but
Yeah, I don't know if that's what if that's their response to the police. And Chief, maybe you
Yeah, we generally don't encounter people that say they won't lower the music. Perhaps they turn it back up half hour after we leave, but then call again.
They
Yeah.
sent somebody, and
Okay.
she can hear it. But this, I said, it never got lowered. And that person refused. That other person at 214 Carlisle refused. And she confronted me to say, we're not doing it. You're not going to make us lower the music. I'm not making you lower the music. I said, don't you want to be decent to your neighbors? She drove away after that. She didn't want to hear anything. So.
Paul, I know you looked into our ordinance versus others. It's pretty consistent with other towns, right?
And I told you, we modeled ours on what the DEP has actually recommended. So I didn't see much that we could change.
Unless that's whole, like I have a friend who does music for.
Yeah.
He said
Visual
that-
violation.
He said that he has an app on his phone even that will say it's that 6.5 it is. He's saying that's nothing more than a backyard party. These are DJs. These are like, this is amplified music. This isn't just somebody playing a radio or whatever. This is absolute. And when 10 o'clock, that's late to have somebody playing that. And it's like it's the bass too. You're in your house. I mean, we can't barricade ourselves in our homes. Like you want to open the windows and it's like, what you hear is boom, boom. And it's not just me, but nobody's just that people are afraid.
And for lack of a better word, but the sampling of what that actual decibel level is complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated and requires specialized equipment, be upheld in court.
But that's all before 10, right? After 10, it's different, or,
No, that the sound level is after 10.
oh, that's good. Okay.
You probably have to be up close to the music too.
Right, there's- Now that's-
From my yard, from where these people, you would get that. I'm telling you.
Did you? In general, have contact with health that comes out.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Did you have contact with the county and have them come out and do the readings?
Oh, no, I didn't, I thought that,
I mean, she's going to call the police. I don't think she's going to call the
I think
county.
it's something we can address for sure.
And is it the actual neighbors or is it something that they're renting out their backyard or something like that?
neighbors, and it's either like the last one was like a 20-year-old party with all kids.
Okay. But it's the actual homeowners that doing, they're not renting out, because I've heard of things where they're renting out backyards or pools or
No, not that.
weird things.
We're in the event and they're all in with DJs and yelling, yeah. So
Okay.
I would have to be concerned that these people drive home. That's fine.
It's a whole nother law.
I'll be in touch with you.
Okay.
Follow up.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, council. My name is Madison Majors. I live at 65 Wyckoff Street. And I saw that in resolution 25327, it talks about the use of special equipment. So by what? So what is special equipment?
25327 then?
Oh, yeah. So I can speak to that. That's the MOU with Middlesex County. Sometimes it's camera trailers or light stanchions. It's a multitude of things depending on what emergency may arise or what we may need for a pre-planned event, such as that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, close public. Can I get a motion for the approval of council minutes for September 15th, the regular and executive session? So moved. Second. Motion by Council President White, second by Councilman Smith. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Yeah.
Councilman Fustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White. That passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Almost passes.
So we have 3 proclamations. First one is for Bullying Prevention Month. Whereas Bullying Prevention Month serves as a vital opportunity to raise awareness about bullying, promote positive social emotional learning, and foster a culture of kindness and respect. Whereas bullying is a pervasive issue that affects individuals of all ages and backgrounds, causing physical, emotional, and psychological harm. And whereas bullying can manifest in various forms, including physical, verbal, social, and cyberbullying, it can have long-lasting negative impacts on victims, bystanders, and even perpetrators. And whereas bullying can be physical, verbal, sexual, or emotional harm or intimidation intentionally directed at a person or group of people, which often targets race, religion, ethnicity, gender, or persons with disabilities. Whereas targets of bullying are more likely to acquire physical, emotional, or learning problems than those who are not bullied. Whereas the Borough of South Plainfield is committed to creating a safe and supportive environment for all residents where everyone feels valued and respected. Now, therefore, I'm Matthew Ganesh, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby proclaim and support the month of October as Bullying Prevention Month and encourage all citizens of the Borough of South Plainfield to promote kindness for everyone. Do we have anybody accepting the proclamation for tonight? Come on up.
Are you not for bullying them?
This is Bullying Prevention Month.
Just a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence is next, yeah. I was wondering, I was.
Always be all the time. Hey.
Cut it out.
Gavels now.
Is this the bullying?
Yeah.
This is bullying. Yeah, that's bullying. Stuff from shirts and the flyers and everything.
Well, they're connected. Whatever you can do.
You want to hold that? Well, we can hold it together.
Not bully each other.
I have some stuff. The Aces National Bullying Prevention Center, first of all, it says T-shirt for you and Aaron now. And they're actually going to be sending more T-shirts that will hopefully be warm on Wednesday, October 22nd, which is Unity Day. As soon as I get them at my house.
The woman that I've been working with, her name is Dana Mervis. She's an associate for the National Bullying Prevention Center. I also have some information here on council and the administration of what I've gathered around. And I have some flyers and some stickers and a whole bunch of stuff if you guys want to. Oh, sorry, not to ours people. Want to put it up? For a wall? Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, you can reach out, or any concerns or anything, you can reach out to me and I'll pass them on to Dana. And what I was gonna do was ask if somebody could take a picture, so put pictures. And put it in the newsletter. And actually, from my conversation with Dana, we're one of the first boroughs or townships to actually have a proclamation for their state. Oh.
And bullying is prevalent in all aspects of life.
Just one or two, so you can send them. Why we send to me and then that's in my training. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you.
Not bullying, an observation.
It's your opinion.
Correct.
Make it loud and clear.
I get off to a rocky start. All right, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas October 2025 marks more than 30 years, the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month has educated women about early breast cancer detection. And whereas the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is dedicated to increasing public knowledge about the importance of early detection of breast cancer by collaborating with several national public service organizations, professional associations, and government agencies who work together to ensure that the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month message is heard by thousands of women and their families. And where the American Cancer Society estimates that in the United States, more than 339,250 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women this year. And whereas the American Cancer Society estimates that in the United States, more than 2,190 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in men this year. Whereas through research and advocacy, significant advances have been made in the fight against breast cancer, including significant decreases in mortality. And whereas the 2.9 million breast cancer survivors living in the United States today are a testament to courage, as well as to the importance of promoting awareness about breast cancer, providing information, funding research, following recommended screenings, guidelines, and offering treatment to those who are affected. Now, therefore, I'm Matthew Banish, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do proclaim October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the borough, and ask all citizens to join in this worthwhile cause to celebrate successes and memorialize lost battles. And we have some folks accepting the Breast Cancer Awareness Month proclamation, right? No, we do not.
Melanie and I can.
Okay.
Peanut calories ordering everybody around. Yeah, she lives.
And it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And whereas violence against women, children, and men continues to become more prevalent as a social problem in our society, and whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but across all economic, racial, and societal barriers, and are supported by societal indifference. And whereas the crime of domestic violence violates the individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humility, due to systematic use of physical, emotional, verbal, sexual, psychological, and economic control and/or abuse, with the impact of this crime being wide-ranging. And whereas with leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is compelling evidence that we can be successful in reducing domestic and sexual violence in Middlesex County through preventive education focused on increasing gender equality and bystander intervention, increased awareness, and holding perpetrators who commit acts of violence responsible for their actions. And whereas throughout the month of October, we strongly support the efforts of the national, state, and local partners, and of every citizen to actively engage in public and private efforts, including conversations about what domestic and sexual violence is, how to prevent it, how to help survivors connect with services, and how every segment of our society can work together to better address domestic and sexual violence. Now, therefore, I, Matthew Banish, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the Borough of South Plainfield, and encourage everyone to join anti-domestic and sexual violence advocates and support service programs in the belief that community members can be a part of the solution to end such violence. Okay.
What were I gonna say? Thank you, everyone. Jane left Wednesday. It was wonderful. And she's what a wonderful representation of our department was there. And that was.
We're happy to be there.
It was very nice to see them all there, and they enjoyed being there. Thank you to everyone. We had a walk last week at Putnam Park, and it was very good. We had Lauren Semanchik's family attend. Lauren is Dr. Lauren Semanchik's mom and dad were born and raised in South Plainfield. And they attended last week, and we would also like to have a silent witness in the near future to represent her as well, because even though she was Hunterdon County, you know, she has some South Plainfield in her as well.
Would you mind just letting the public know where people can go to volunteer?
Oh, sure. If anyone is interested in volunteering for the South Plainfield team, we have applications that you can just call the main number at the police department, 755-0700, and dispatch will get in touch with one of us to contact you and send you either email or snail mail an application to join the team. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sure.
may I have the proclamation for National Bullying Month so that I can send it across?
Yes.
I can do that, right?
Sure.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. For final adoption, ordinance 70.
Sorry. A capital ordinance authorizing various capital improvements to Monument Park, including resurface, walking paths, pavers, and monuments at a cost of $45,000 in the Borough of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2370?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. This is for final adoption. We'll open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2370. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments.
Nothing there. No, no.
Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Bassini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Also for final adoption, ordinance 2371.
Ordinance amending Chapter 163, Article 1, titled Low Speed Electric Vehicles of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2371?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Smith, second by Councilwoman Mott. Or Faustini. As this is for final adoption, open up for public comments regarding ordinance 2371. Close the public portion, council comments.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to just make a very minor change. Just for clarification, so on the back, section 163-4. It reads as operation of motorized electric vehicles. That pertains to class 3 motorized electric vehicles, not the low speed electric vehicles. So I would just like to insert operation of a class 3 motorized electric vehicle.
Councilman, are you looking to amend this ordinance, so we would have to have another public hearing on it?
Oh, I thought we could amend it now.
No.
Okay.
If you're gonna amend that to substantial change, we would have to have a third public hearing.
I don't think that's a substantial,
That's not substantial?
just to clarify that it's a class 3, I think.
Okay.
So we just changed to say class 3 for motorized electric vehicles in the 3 sections.
Okay.
Section. I think that's a de minimis.
Okay. All right, I'll make the motion to accept the amendment or amend the ordinance to include that comment.
There we got a motion to amend by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President White. All in favor of the amendment? Anyone opposed? Okay. So it does mention, Paul, class 3 in one section of it already, right?
It references class 3 motorized electric vehicle in every other.
Yeah.
Ordinance.
Except for one. Okay.
That's why I think it's clearly intended to be class 3, and that's why I think it's a de minimis change.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion with a second. Any other council comments? Okay. And then, Ms. Antonis, can you call the roll on the amended ordinance 2371?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Councilman Fostini. Councilwoman Mott. Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock.
Yes.
President White.
Yes.
That's a 6-0.
Thank you. For introduction, ordinance 2372.
An ordinance amending chapter 187 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield titled Vehicles and Traffic.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2372?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Wallach, seconded by Councilman Smith. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Woman Fostini. Councilwoman Mott. Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock.
Yes.
President White. That's a 6-0.
Thank you. Also for introduction, ordinance 2373.
Couple ordinance authorizing various capital improvements to the South Plainfield Senior Center's kitchen at a cost of $150,000 and police equipment and computers totaling $25,000 in the borough of South Plainfield, County, Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2373? So motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Fausti. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Yes. Councilwoman Mott.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock.
Yes.
Council President White.
Yes.
That's a 6-0.
Thank you. Also for introduction, ordinance 2374.
An ordinance approving an amended master license agreement with New York SMSA Limited Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2374?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini.
Yes.
Woman Mott. Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock. Council President White.
Yes.
That's a 6-0.
Thank you. The public hearing for ordinances 2372 through 2374 will be held on October 20th at 7 p.m. Okay, can I get a motion for resolutions 25-327 through 25-338?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Wallach, second by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Fostini.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott. Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock.
Yes.
Council President White.
Yes.
That's a 6-0.
And here we have one item, correspondence, Health Advisory Board monthly report for September. Can I get a motion on the payment of the bills for $7,160,254.70?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
And Faustini.
Yes.
Councilwoman
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock. Council President White. That's a zero.
Can I get a motion for executive session 25-339 as amended?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms.
Yes.
Faustini, get it right one day. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga.
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Bullock.
Yes.
Council President White.
Yes.
That's a 6-0.
Thank you. Ms. Antoni, is anything else for us tonight?
Just a reminder that November 4th, which is hard to believe this year went back fast, November 4th is the general election, and all polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. I have Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Cullen.
Yes, Mayor. To talk about the polls being open, Amy did approach me today about the senior center, because as I think everyone can see, there's a lot of site work going on, and we expect it all to be done before the end of the month and before Election Day. The bigger question I think everybody's really been asking about is kind of the status of Oak Tree Avenue. And we expect Oak Tree Avenue to be, to have its milling and resurfacing somewhere around October 22nd, 23rd. So the week of the 20th, once again, that road should be passable. And I know that's very difficult for a lot of the residents there. Tomorrow, we're gonna start receiving, they're gonna be mobilizing, and we're gonna start receiving deliveries for the new roof here at the municipal building. So I know, I'm here 23 years, and when I first came here, the roof wasn't new, and I don't even think it was 23 years old then. I think it was even older. So I think everyone's gonna be happy to see that done. We anticipate having a resolution on for the next meeting to also do Tyler. So once Tyler Place is done, I think a lot of the major roads that have really been very problematic should be solved. And I want to congratulate Sarah, who's transferred over from the police department. Sorry, Chief, but we're really looking forward to having Sarah in our department. And with that, progress.
Thank you. With that, Chief.
Just a few things, Mr. Mayor. We have our Bike with Blue event held at Spring Lake Park on October 26th. That's for students in grades 2 to 6 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Anyone can register their children on our Facebook. There's a link. And with that, we're going to be launching more of an education campaign in coordination with the schools for bike safety and e-bike safety. And I just want to thank the Mayor and Council for Ordinance 2371 that was for e-bikes. I know a lot of work was put into that, and I certainly appreciate it. Also, Ordinance Resolution 25335 that adopts the rules and regulations for the police department. That's a big milestone in our step towards police accreditation, so I appreciate that as well. And I am sad to see Sarah go, but do wish her best of luck just down the hallway.
Career growth. Okay. Counselor.
Made my voice for executives, probably.
Good. Councilman Smith.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to thank council for moving resolution 25-328, allowing Christina Naraket to submit the application for recycling. She's doing a phenomenal job with the recycling grants and enhancement, and the hiring of Hayden and Brian to be groundskeepers in the grounds for the recycling center. The EAC and the Green Team have worked hand in hand to make our borough beautiful, and I'd like to commend them for everything they've done to keep that and working towards that. So thank you to all of them. And I know that I think it was September, you did the Christmas. Doug will probably talk about that a little bit, but they had flyers and handouts and anything for all the residents about what they can do. And I know we have the cleanup coming up, so we all would be there for the fall cleanup as well. And that project.
Excellent. Councilwoman Mott.
Progress, Mayor.
You, Councilwoman Faustini.
Thank you, Mary. Yes, we are once again having a public celebration, hosting the annual trunk or treat event. This year it is in a new location. It will be behind Willow Park, the library in Borough Hall, on Saturday, November 1st, from 12:45 to 4 p.m. 12:45 will be the secondary time sign up. And registration will open for that on Saturday, October 25th. And at this time, we have candy donations, little monsters set up at Borough Hall, the public library, and at the Senior Center. If anyone would like to help out, we'll give some candy donations. Additionally, let me flip this week. I know travel basketball tryouts are continuing. If anyone would like to help volunteer, Mondays at 6 p.m. We're still looking for volunteers for that. And regular basketball, rec, and wrestling registration is now open. And with that, progress.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Faustini on her daughter being married the other day. It was a great event, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Happy birthday to all the October birthdays.
Yes, that's it.
Councilman Wallach.
Just to add a little thought, Reverend there said that the fully a proclamation for holding is the first, one of the first any borough has had. So I'm glad to hear that we are, on top of the list there, and I'm glad that we're putting this on list. That's an important thing. There's a lot of people that get bullied, and it can affect their lives in many different ways. Young, old, middle age, whatever. So it's really good to have that on there. That you want to say something.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that I've been working with for a couple of months. And a lot of effort into this, and I really appreciate, and I thank Amy for all her help with this, and I thank Mayor and Councilman White, but I'm glad that this is, it was allowed to be put in form of proclamation.
With that progress.
Thank you. And
No, I just said, I'm finished with that. Thank you.
And just to give the schools credit, so they do, significant anti-bullying education in schools as well. So, no, I understand that their focus is on school children, which it should be. And that's why I think this is a nice addition to that. But at least our schools are doing the right thing and putting that in part of their curriculum with various assemblies and things that go on to kind of start that at an early age, right?
Okay, but thank you again.
It's just when we get out of those schools, we got to remember what we learned. Right, Councilman?
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that Dana has mentioned to me, back before, he said that the worst form of bullying is adult bullying because the adult should know better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say which one's worse. It's pretty bad as a school child as well, I would imagine, but nothing is good. And so for what it's worth, hopefully we can spread some more awareness. Councilman Benjamin.
Yes, Mayor. Just want to get the council's input because November seems to be a crazy time of the year with holidays and well, it's most holidays in the year with Veterans Day and Thanksgiving, and then we have the League of Municipalities. So when we struck our calendar at the beginning of the year, we had the 3rd and the 17th as a meeting. The 3rd is the night before Election Day, which typically we wouldn't schedule it that day because our clerk has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or earlier, 3. And the 17th falls during the League of Municipalities. So what I would recommend is canceling both the 3rd and the 17th meeting and having one on the 10th. Okay. And then the next one will fall on December 1st. I've talking to Glenn and Amy about that. There's no issue with the timing or anything. So we just have one meeting in November, and that will be on the 10th.
And then if for whatever reason we need it, we can always add a special meeting.
We could if we need to, but the first is
We'll be right. Yeah, exactly.
it's not that far. It's 3 weeks.
Is there any council comments on that?
I'm over here.
All right.
What do we need to do to affect that?
I guess we don't need to vote. We just consensus.
Okay.
Your council meeting will, for the month of November,
The 10th.
will be on November 10th.
We'll notice canceling the 3rd.
This to advertise for November 10th.
Just obviously update
the 3rd and
our calendars and whatever else whatever else we might need to
We're
do.
meeting for Mr. Rizzo.
Right.
oh,
We're getting closer and closer to retirement. There you go.
about the
So, and with that progress.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President White,
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Progress this evening.
Councilman White. Just kidding. Progress? Sure. All right. All right, we are going into executive session. We're expecting any items.
Yeah, I think there may be.
Yeah.
I actually,
Executive. Yeah, I think
In a couple hours.
maybe more.
Oh.
You stop it. Some more white accent.
They-